Welcome to Tecnia TV. I am Shilpa Bhandari, Faculty of MBA Department from Tecnia Institute of Advanced Studies. Today, I am going to deliver a lecture on the topic Compensation Structure, the Indian Practices. Let's start with it. So in compensation structure, the employee benefit packages normally contains, apart from basic pay, a DNS allowance, overtime pay, annual bonus, incentive system, and a host of fringy benefits. So as you people can see here, how this wage structure looks like. So the components of wage structures basically are the basic wage, DNS allowances, the overtime allowances, bonuses, and the fringy benefits. Let's talk about the basic pay first. The concept of basic pay is contained in the report of Fair Wages Committee. So according to this committee, the floor of the basic pay is the minimum wage which provides not merely for the bare sustenance of life, but for the preservation of the efficiency of the workers by providing some measures of education, medical requirements, and amenities. So the basic pay has been the most stable and the fixed as compared to the DNS allowance and annual bonus, which usually change with the movements in the cost of living, indices, and the performance of the industry. Next, let's talk about the other component, which is the DNS allowance. So the DNS allowance is a cost of living adjustment allowances paid to the government employees and the pensioners. So it is one of the component of salary and is counted as a fixed percentage of the person's basic salary. So even it is adjusted according to the inflationary trends to lessen the impact of inflation on government employees. Next, house rent allowances. So, the house rent allowances is paid by an employer to the employee to meet the expenditure actually incurred on payment of rent in respect of residential accommodation that is occupied by the employee. So, the next component, that is the overtime payment. The working overtime in industry is possibly as old as the Industrial Revolution. So, the necessity of the management seeking overtime working from employees becomes inevitable, mainly to overcome an inappropriate allocation of manpower and improper scheduling, absenteeism, unforeseen situations created due to the genuine difficulties like breakdown of machines. Also, in many companies, overtime is necessary to meet urgent delivery dates, sudden upswings in production schedules, or to give management a degree of flexibility in matching labor capacity to production demands. The payment of overtime allowance to the factory and workshop employees is guaranteed by law. So all employees who are deemed to be workers under the Factories Act or under the Minimum Wages Act are entitled to it at twice the ordinary rate of their wages for the work done in excess of 9 hours on any day or before than 48 hours in any week. The major benefit of this overtime working to workers is that it offers an increase in income from work. So it basically comes under the Factory Act 1948. So now let's talk about the annual bonus. The bonus component of industrial compensation system, though a quite old one, which has assumed a statutory status only with the enactment of the Payment of Bonus Act 1965. This act is applicable to all the factories and other establishments which are employing 20 or more employees. So let's discuss about the eligibility of this Bonus Act. Every employee not drawing salary or wages beyond rupees 10,000 per month who has worked for not less than 30 days in an accounting year shall be eligible for bonus of minimum 8.33% of the salary or wages even if there is a loss in the establishment, whereas a maximum of 20% of the employee's salary or wages is payable as bonus in an accounting year. However, in case of the employees whose salary or wages range between Rs 3,500 to Rs 10,000 per month for the purpose of payment of bonus, so their salaries or wages would be deemed to be Rs 3,500. Next component, that is the fringy benefits, again which is the most lucrative part of that compensation structure. So the remuneration that employees receive for their contribution cannot be measured by the mere estimation of wages and salaries paid to them. So certain supplementary benefits and services that is known as fringy benefits are also available to them. So let's discuss about the characteristics of this lucrative fringy benefits. So number one, these benefits are distinctively additional to the regular wages paid to the workers. As such, they are not provided as a substitute for wages or salaries of the employees. Second characteristic, these benefits are meant primarily to be of advantage to the employees. Next, the advantages occur to the employees through the provision of fringy benefits as such they cannot be secured through their own individual efforts. Next characteristic, only those benefits fall within the purview of fringy benefits which are or can be expressed in terms of cash. Next point. So the scope of fringy benefits is different from that of welfare services. The fringy benefits are provided by the employers alone, whereas welfare services may be provided by their other agencies as well. So the benefits that have no relation to the employment should not be regarded as fringy benefits. The next most important component of this compensation is incentive system. So the term incentive has been used both in the restricted sense of participation and in the wider sense of financial motivation as well. It is used to signify inducements offered to employees to put forth their best in order to maximize production results. Incentives are classified as financial and non-financial. So the important financial incentives are attractive wages, bonuses, DNS allowances, traveling allowances, housing allowance, gratuity, pension and provident fund contribution. So some of the non-financial incentives are designation, nature of the job, working condition, status, privileges, job security, opportunity for advancement and participation in decision making. So these were the major important parts of the compensation structure which are generally followed on in our Indian practices as well. So here we are done with this lecture. For watching more videos like this, subscribe Tecnia TV. Thank you.